right, so we're gonna cover how to do a deadlift with some dumbbells and with a resistance band if you're gonna be exercising at home. So the first thing to mention is when you're gonna be doing a deadlift with dumbbells or bands, that your position is gonna be a lot lower than when you do a traditional deadlift, because a traditional deadlift would have the bar with the full plate here, which would elevate the bar to a certain height. Now you can notice that the dumbbells are a lot lower than what a center of a plate would be. So a few things to mention when we're gonna be doing the deadlift. We're going to grab them, start from the upright position, and we're simply going to go down until we get to about like 4 or 5 inches from the ground, because that's traditionally where the dumbbell would be. You don't have to go all the way down here, because it's basically called a deficit deadlift, which is a completely different exercise working on different things. So just keep 4 to 5 inches off the ground if you're gonna be doing it with dumbbells or resistance band. So from here, the motion that you want is you basically want to start in a squatting position. From here, you want to basically squat up until the dumbbells clear your knee, and then from here, you're gonna do a hip hinge forward. Right, once you get to that hip hinge, you wanna basically squeeze your butt cheeks. You don't want to overextend your back like this, because that's how you're gonna put tension on your lower back and potentially injure it. So you're gonna grab the weights off the floor, we're gonna bring them up. Once you're into position, shoulder width with your feet. You have to clear your knees with the dumbbells because it's not a bar that's in front of you. But basically as you're going down, you just basically want to drag your hands in the bar across your thigh, over your knees, on your shins, 4 or 5 inches. Once we're here, we want to squat up. Once we get to the knee, hinge forward, squeeze the butt cheeks. And then down, and then up, all right? That's what a proper deadlift should look like with some dumbbells. Now, what your body will probably want to do as you get down here, your body will probably want to do this and pull this way, right? Your body will always try to find the path of least resistance when it's doing an exercise. So we have to be aware that we want, I'm gonna drop the weights here. We basically want our butt to go up. Once our hands clear the knees, then it's a hinge, right? It is not a leg straight pull, it is a squat hinge. So that's how you do a deadlift with the dumbbells. Now, let's move on over to the resistance band. Resistance band, I personally don't like to use the handles, depending on what kind of band you have, simply because if I squat down here, there's no tension in the band. So here's what I personally like to do. I like to go a little bit wider than shoulder width, because I'm basically gonna be having my hands on the inside, but I'm gonna have my feet on the band. We're gonna grab the band, and this one's really tight, but basically stand up with it. So this will be our starting position, and then the same motion. We're gonna squat down, boom. We're about 4 or 5 inches from the ground. From here, we're gonna squat up. Once we get to the knees, hinge forward, all right? And so here's what that looks like from the side. All right, so we're at the top, squeezing the butt cheeks. Down, 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 down. One thing you notice, my head, my upper back, my lower back, straight in the line, go up to the knees, hinge forward, all right? That's basically how you do a deadlift with some dumbbell or a resistance band if you're training at home.